Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another legendary episode of the Free Gamers Podcast. It's your host, the unapologetic atheist, back at it again with my two main men here, B Midnight 9 and my man, Dudley Hyuga. We are back at it again with another legendary podcast. You know what time it is. We are here to talk about and give you guys what we think about certain topics that we've been, finding on the internet. But before we get into that, I'm going to let my guys introduce themselves properly. Guys.
What's good, man? It's your boy, the one and only Almighty the Great, aka Dudley Hyuga, back at it again with another fucking banger, man. Today, we're gonna see some weird shit, some wild shit, but guess what? We're gonna keep it real. But anyways, man, Bim and
watching Dr. Phil, bro, I don't think it's gonna be weird.
Trust me, man. I seen the thumbnails, my nigga, and you gonna be like, whoa.
It's Dr. Phil, bro.
But yeah, he high ho full from day die door. I'm joking though. JK.
Midi?
I ain't got much to say. Let's get right into it. It's 38 fucking minutes.
Yeah, this is a long one, so guys, we're not even going to waste much time into it. We're not going to be pausing it as much this time because we do want to see what's into it, so we're just going to get into it this time.
New Dr. Phil, the dispute over gender pronouns.
I don't identify exclusively with being a man or a woman. I use they and them as my pronouns.
You don't get your own pronouns.
You think it's a delusion.
In school, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is.
This is a war on gender.
Babies are babies without a known sex.
When they were born, we did not assign a sex.
You think it's toxic to label the child one way or the other. Well, I have a question. Raise your hand if you have heard of gender pronouns such as he, she, or they, and Z or V. Raise your hand if you're confused about how to use them in today's social climate. Yeah. I'm asking these questions because approximately 1.2 million people in the U.S. identify as non-binary.
Pause that, please.
Meaning they don't identify.
Real quick. So he says 1.2 million people. For those who don't know, there are 300 million people in the United States. So that's less than a 0.01%. Let's keep going.
Identify as she or he, but they, and other pronouns. Now, as society's attitudes about gender are continuously evolving, the practice of specifying one's pronouns is relatively new. Now, I just want to say, I don't have all the answers, not even close. But I'm totally open to learning, and I want this to be a safe place to talk about and learn.
Me too, Dr.
But not every person is on board with this new movement. Half of Americans say they feel very or somewhat comfortable using gender-neutral pronouns, while 48% say they feel very or somewhat uncomfortable using them. Now, this growing debate regarding the use of pronouns has this country pretty divided. Take a look.
Controversy tonight over a new policy on how gender identity is addressed.
You may notice it at the bottom of your emails or in Zoom meetings, the listing of pronouns next to someone's name.
When should you use the pronouns
I'm not gonna lie to you, I've been seeing that a lot lately. I've been seeing that on YouTube
UCLA's
too.
Wilson Institute estimates
like he slash him and they slash. I recently subscribed to a channel like that uses that. And when they're having their talks, like they put that like how what they identify as in the thing. I'm like, okay, that's new.
Technically I've seen one. That's literally their whole channel named Hershey. It sounds dope because it's like a fucking chocolate though. Think I'm joking, bro. Dead ass. I played a video.
Just under 0.5% of us are non-binary, meaning neither male nor female, or identify with a gender not assigned at birth.
Point Park University in the middle of a national dispute over pronouns.
Wow, that's a lot.
Instead of this, try this. You guys, everyone, y'all, sir, ma'am. Omit from sentence. Boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, ladies and gentlemen, students, and guests. That makes no sense.
All people, all genders. That guy, person in the blue hat, yo, bro. It goes from 2 words to 5 words, bro. You want me? Okay, that's
mother and father, parents, brother and
which
sister.
one?
You can't say brothers and sisters.
Wait, hold on. If I'm saying, which parent am I speaking about though?
Your parent.
The one that made you.
Bro, okay. They both made me. I need to speak to your parent. Which one? Your parent. Which one? Okay. Right.
Person in the blue hat.
That killed me. It went from that guy to person. Yo, that one got mad specific. I don't understand. But yo, sir and ma'am are two of my favorite things. What do you mean omit? Like remove entirely?
Yeah.
Juju. But okay.
Point Park warned students if they use the wrong pronouns on a student, if an individual is impacted in a harmful way, action could be taken.
A kindergarten teacher is facing outrage after discussing gender identity with her students.
The kindergartners came home very confused about whether or not you can pick your gender, whether or not they really were
implanting your own ideas in my
parents
kids,
say
bro.
they feel betrayed and blindsided.
I want her to hear from me as a parent what her gender identity means to her. My daughter went home crying, shaking, so afraid that she could turn into a boy.
Well, there's no denying it.
These
Gender
school
pronouns.
shits I find them shits always be mad cringe. Cause that's the thing, bro. Like if you don't want your kid, like when you say like you don't want if you want them to implant certain ideas, I mean technically that's the point of being a teacher. They're supposed to implant our kids, right? But like we're supposed to be able like make sure that what they're implanting is true and like not harmful and shit. But like when they start talking about like when that lady mentioned I don't want the teacher to be imposing this sexual identity. I want to be the one to help my daughter. I found that hilarious. I was like, bro, it's a person. Let them they're a kid. Why y'all worrying about sexual identity every other child?
Exactly. They're supposed to just teach them math, what you call it, the regular bullshit.
Bro, the fucking writing and arithmetic, my nigga. Like teach me the Pythagorean theorem so I can not use it later in life.
Hey man, some people are still using it, just the 0.001%. You know what I'm saying?
Are a big topic of conversation that cannot and should not be ignored. And my first guests, Addison and Ethan, have a lot to say.
I'm Addison.
And I'm Ethan.
We've been together for about
5 years.
And married
for 3 years.
I use they, them pronouns. Being non-binary just means that I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned at birth, and I don't identify exclusively with being.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. You guys should watch this video back, and you should see what you call all of our fucking reactions, bro. Everybody fucking eyebrows was, boy. Everybody was like, huh? But yeah, play, man, play. Word.
This is the thumbnail, by the way. This right here. That's the thumbnail.
A man or a woman. I'm something in between, outside of that binary.
Come on, what I just seen. Hold on. Did that just say gender is over?
I think so.
Being non-binary just means that I just don't identify with the gender I was assigned at birth, and I don't identify exclusively with being a man or a woman.
So when we apply for jobs, we're just gonna put, are we a person? With a heartbeat?
Yeah, man. I just got a heartbeat, bro. That's it.
You see, that's the thing though, bro. Like, I get, like, you don't identify as one gender or another, but to say that gender is over, bro, like, you could say, like, for you, like, you don't, but, like, don't go out here fucking saying facts or not facts, bro. Like, you don't, hold on. So that's one of, I did not even know, I'm learning new things every day. So, not only can you identify as the opposite sex, you can identify as no sex?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, bro. You're a fetus, bro. You'd be like, I'm a fetus. That's it.
Woman. I'm something in between, outside of that binary.
My pronouns are he or they. I also identify as a non-binary. To me, being a non-binary means having the sense of freedom to explore my gender in whichever way I want. I don't have to perform or pretend to be someone that I'm not. I can be my authentic self.
It's really important for us to share more information with people because people are curious. They want to understand.
You go back?
But sometimes they don't always have the opportunity with people because
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Your makeup is
sometimes
work.
They don't always have the opportunities to do that.
I'm not trying to hate. I'm just.
Welcome.
Hi.
You were watching the tape piece, right? This is a hot topic.
Yes.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is it a good thing?
I guess because it creates dialogue and it invites conversation to learn about other
people. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna just sit here and just like pretend. All right, bro. So for me, like I'm now learning a lot about these things, but wrapping my head around that's wow. I did not know them. So hold on. So do they at the they? I guess that's the pronoun. Identify as both male and female, and why? And that's thus the long hair and the beard and the makeup, and it's just it's like all you could fucking. It's like niggas. It's like if you could create humans, and niggas just fucking just put. I don't. Yo, this is blowing my mind, bro.
Hey, man. Everybody want to have the whole. What is it?
So
the whole abilities, man. They want to be.
We live in this. So she I seen earlier like they had a sign that said like non-binary people have always been around, right? Because like that's the thing, like they've always said like there's always been gay people. There's always been like, and I'm like, to a certain extent, I'm like they have niggas has always been gay, but I feel like because of the society we live in now. Because we are so accepting of so many things, I'm not saying everybody, like, there's a lot of, like, there's a lot of boundaries being pushed. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of new things I've never heard. I guess because, like, we're moving into a society where, you are however you feel, that's who you are. And like, he feels like, both a man.
You mean they?
Sorry. Yep. Not trying to get canceled. They feel like a man and a woman. That's it. I was just trying to wrap my noggin around it. We can get back to the video.
Other people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are really confused about gender identity in these times, and it's good for us to have these conversations so people open their minds. And
this person's one of them, bro. They are the master of all prestiges, LGBTQ advocate, consultant, and community organizer. This is the organizer.
They max prestige.
If you're confused, this is your Q&A. This is who you go to. This is the administrator. This is the admin. This is the HR. This is the lawyer. This is the event player. This is the one. This is who you talk to, Addison.
The one and only, man.
The one and only.
Relearn and unlearn to what we've been taught.
Right. And Addison, many people think gender pronouns are exclusive to the LGBTQ plus community, but that's a misconception. True?
Yeah. Well,
I don't like. Let me take that back. This community is very dangerous. You say one word, you're fucked. You're over. You say it, but I'm probably gonna get canceled by accident.
Everybody has pronouns. Like you may use he and him as your pronouns, right? I use they and them as my pronouns. We all may have a certain gender pronoun too, but I think it's important for people to understand that for trans and non-binary people, we often change our pronouns to reflect who we are when we come out and be.
So I can change my Honda to a BMW.
How do you explain the difference between
because it identifies as a BMW on Tuesdays?
Sex to be our biological makeup, our chromosomes, or hormones, our genitals is a biological.
I don't understand this world anymore.
But our gender is more of an internal sense. So think of it like this: sex is what's between the legs, and gender is what's between the ears, right? It's how we see ourselves on the inside.
Okay. And that's something somebody can't know.
See yourself. I mean,
basically, saying sex is your part. Yeah.
You realize that we humans are one of the few animals that can look in a mirror and realize that's us, and be like, because
not really.
I'm saying
we're not the only one.
I never said only. I said few, buddy. Like, because chimps can do it, dolphins can do it. Yeah, they were gonna. Yeah,
I said apes. What is it?
Monkey.
Elephants.
Yeah, they were very good. But like, we have this. Our brain. I'm not saying like, bro. We have come to a point where we have evolved so much, and our brains is so like we're able to do anything and be anything we want. That we're pushing boundaries. Like we have come to the point where where you feel this way. Let's try We are living in interesting times. Wow, it's really a new age. I did not know any of these things, bro. I'm learning as you are.
Yo, hold on. My pronouns is good looking man.
That's not a pronoun. That's an adjective, sir.
All right, good looking and man.
Stupid.
Gender is something somebody can't know just by looking at somebody.
Nope, yeah. Because everyone is going to present and express themselves in a different way. I know, it's very confusing, right? Everyone's like, what is going on? But it's
Not a
really
single person.
about us breaking that assumption.
I know, you hear the silence, my boy?
Hear crickets in that fucking room right now.
Story, their pronouns, even their name, just based on how they look, right?
Yeah. And so how does someone
Not a single
ask?
clap.
How does somebody clarify that? Ethan, how would you, what's the best way? What's the most comfortable way?
I think for me, to create a safe space for people to share their pronouns, I will say, hi, my name is Ethan. I use he or they pronouns. What about you?
The pawn.
I think it's really important for us to recognize
He's prestige 6, man. He's almost there.
Because,
Almost
again,
there.
we can't make that
Two, bro. He
assumption,
only has
but
two
so many
titles
people
in
who
his
are
name.
cisgender, meaning that you
This
do
nigga
identify
completed
with
the whole
gender
game.
that
He's
you
been playing for
assigned
20
at
hours
birth.
straight.
You're not transgender or not non-binary. I think a lot of people don't even question
we might
their
get
pronouns
canceled.
because we already use
This
them.
is
It's
all
already
jokes,
assumed
bro. Please.
But for so many trans and non-binary people, that isn't
No
often
beef
assumed correctly.
with
So we need to take
whatever
time
you
to
identify
know
yourself as. Doesn't affect my day-to-day life.
It says
Call
adjective
you
that
whatever you want to
describes
be
a
called.
person whose gender identity matches or aligns with the gender he or she was assigned at birth. Now, this would be what has been traditional for centuries, right? Why does it need a term?
You know, if we don't use that term, then we end up saying maybe real men or normal men or regular men, right? Or we just say men, and then we say maybe transgender men, right? And the thing is that we need to realize that trans women are women, trans men are men too. And so we just want to have a term for that privilege, that assumption that your gender identity is going to match the one that you were assigned at birth.
All right, and then transgender adjective describes a person whose gender identity.
Pause. They just said that trans men or women and trans women are. Hold on. Okay, I'm fucking.
Trans men or men, trans women or women.
So why do we even add the trans then? If they are, so there's no need. Why distincted?
Hey man.
Because nobody says a pit bull is a dog and a shih tzu is a dog. Because we all get it's a dog. So the fact that you know what? Let's keep going.
I'm weak.
Does not match or align with the gender they were assigned at birth. And then non-binary describes a person whose gender identity.
I knew transgender and cisgender. Non-binary. Okay, describes a person whose gender identity does not fit into the traditional binary.
Isn't that why they have pansexuals and all these other?
No. That's sexual. That's sexual. Remember, gender and sexuality is different. Hold up. Pause. Bro, okay. So you don't. Now I get it. Okay, you see, remember now when niggas used to make the Apache helicopter jokes, I was like, that's fucked up. Now I get it. They wasn't talking about trans. Hold up. You could identify as neither?
Yeah, bro.
What? Okay. What does it mean to identify as something, though? What does that mean? When you say you identify as a man, what do you mean when you're saying that?
I guess you acknowledge yourself to be
no,
a man.
No. I'm asking you, bro, specifically. When you say I, Dudley Hyuga, am a man, what are you saying when you're saying that?
I don't know. I just know I'm a man.
Not Dudley. Brian, when you say you're a man, what are you saying when you're saying that? Does that mean anything to you?
I just play the roles that the traditional man plays. Work, try to get to the bread, and fucking spread generational wealth. I don't know. Never really think about that.
Okay.
Just
when I say,
what about you? Yeah.
When I say I'm a man, it's because I'm like, when I look down in my pants, I see a dick. It's that, like, I can have, like, when I can have sex, like, that's what it's like, I don't know, like, that's what a man and a woman is, bro. Like, just
but they tell you, what you call a man is sex. Your private is your sex. It's not your gender. You can have dick and balls, and that doesn't make you a man. You know, just That's just private part.
Let me ask you a question. If you enter your private parts into the private parts of somebody who has the private parts of a woman, are you going to be able to reproduce with her?
You're just completing a puzzle.
Okay, yo, bro. So I'm, bro. If I'm looking, I talk about like shit in like nature. So like, if we're looking, because like we are animals, right? Compare ourselves to any other fucking animal. That's why other animals don't have this fucking problem. We humans have this problem because our brains are too fucking big. We think too much. We think too much. And niggas feel and like, bro. The animals have it so easy, bro. Them niggas just lay around all day, wake up, fuck. Bro, a male lion, right, knows it's a male lion and is going to go breed with a female lion and have offsprings and protect said offsprings to make sure his offsprings is able to have offsprings to continue his generation.
I wouldn't say they have it easier. It's because I think humans have it easier, to be honest with you, because we've been so complacent with this new system that we built. Everybody feels they are safe. Because if back everybody fight for themselves, they would not be worrying about gender this, gender that, money this, money that. They'll be worrying about survival.
It's because of we have created a world where we no longer have to worry about protecting ourselves. Like we're already protected. So when the whole point of life, like you're trying to like, the reason why life evolves so much is because it's trying to like avoid danger, right? Because it's trying to like avoid danger,
survive and adapt.
Exactly. So when we're no longer having any dangers, we no longer have the need to adapt. We start creating our own shit. So that's why we no longer have the need to have as many people in the world. So many people, they can just go off and partner up with the same sex or different sex, and like that. So because we've become so complacent, that's little. Oh my god, that's insane. Yeah, bro. We are towards the end of humanity, bro.
What you think about the song "Many Men"? Many, 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 many men. Where's that on me?
Hey, I don't cry no more. No look to the sky no more.
Let's get to the video, man. Let's get to the video.
Explain that. I'm very lost on that part.
That thing is just
alright. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was there on the cisgender. I was there on the they lost me at non-binary, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That blew my mind. How? Like the whole point of I get it because we're saying like hold on. So gender, you're saying gender and sex are separate. Mm-hmm. So okay, because you have a dick and balls. Mm-hmm. You are sexually a male. Mm-hmm. But you identify as non-binary. But what does that mean?
You're a door.
Yo, what?
If you're not a man, you're not a traditional man, you're not a traditional woman, you're a door.
I get it.
You're still trying to pick your player.
I get it. You know why? Because he said you're a door, right? When you think about a door, you just think about something, and then the doorknob. So basically, your dick is like the doorknob. I got you.
Yo, bro,
I'm gonna
please.
Identity does not fit into the traditional binary of man or woman, and that term can be abbreviated to, and how do you pronounce that?
NB.
NB,
yeah.
Okay, and
NB.
Explain that.
For transgender people, we are assigned a sex at birth, and when
not really
we grow up, when there's a mismatch of how we view ourselves and how society views us.
Nobody's giving you the sex, bro. The doctor's just listing what he sees, bro. It's not like he's just creating niggas that, I want this. He just sees, okay, this one was born with a penis. A penis, reproduces with a vagina. So that's all they're doing, bro.
I was about to say something. I might get canceled.
It's not some big conspiracy where niggas is trying to tell you, oh yeah, but there are some people that tell you can't live it, but you can't say like, oh, doctors are assign that. Bro.
Yo, I want to say something, but I think I might get canceled.
Bro,
I feel like you're gonna say it anyway, bro. So if you get canceled, bro,
it's not that serious. It's just basically what came to my mind when you was talking, right? It's just the baby just born. Oh, I want this to be a man. Grab a dildo, bop. Because the next one come out, oh, I want that to be a woman. Pocket pussy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's could you edit that shit out? But yeah,
you're bad, bro. I could agree with 1 and 2. They get assigned a role, or they don't feel like they're a man. I could agree with that. But if you don't identify as either, then you're a dog. I don't. But even dogs if you look at every animal on this planet, they all have a gender
and a sex and a role that they play. That's the thing about life, bro. Life, like, it needs, because, like, that's the thing. Unless you reproduce asexually, meaning like you can reproduce by yourself, and if you can't, congratulations, then this does not apply to you. But other than that, life needs two things to to happen. It needs a seed and it needs an egg. Seeds come from males, eggs come from females. It's that simple, bro. If you produce seeds, you are a male. If you produce eggs, you're a female, bro. That's what life has always been, and how it's always gonna continue. But we as humans, right now, what do we do now? We have the ability to create our own lives, because, like, there's artificial insemination, there's donors, there's so many things that, when nature is no longer playing that big of a role on it.
Wait, hold on. What you mean create your own life? What you mean?
Nigga, like, let's say it was like 500 years ago, right? You want to have a kid, you would have to marry, like, you're a woman, you want to have a kid, you have to marry a man, have sex with him, carry it to birth, to term. Now, let's say you're a woman nowadays, you want to have a kid, you can adopt, you can go to the doctor and get the thing put in you, you can get a surrogate. There's so many different options for you to have a kid where you
That's not really artificial, though.
Okay. And artificial insemination is when they take the egg of the woman and the sperm of the male, put it together in a test tube, and then insert it into artificial insemination. So, because we have so many of these advancements in technologies, we no longer have the need to, go out and mate. Like, I want to have a kid, so I have to marry a man. If I want to have a kid, I want to have to marry a woman. So now I want to have a kid. Even if I'm a man and I'm married to a man, I can still have that option for a kid. Right? Because the whole purpose of life is to reproduce itself and to continue. But because we took control of our own biology, where we can reproduce however we feel like it, it's no longer up to nature. That's why we have all these different things now coming up to the front, as prevalent as they were. Like they said, they have always been gays. Maybe they have always been non-binaries. We've just never seen them as much because, we needed straight one male, one female to keep our population thriving. Now that our population has reached a certain threshold, we no longer need that. So now men are mating with men, women are mating with women. We have men who identify.
Is it really mating though?
Jesus Christ. Yo, this nigga. They are habitating, Dudley. But yeah, that's why we have, like, it's more, everything is more like we're seeing all of these changes is because we are becoming more complacent. Everything is becoming more easy for us. So when everything becomes more easy, we're going to make changes to what was traditional. Because the traditional things is what got us here, made it so easy. But niggas is trying to is ready to get rid of what got us here and make changes, but they don't realize that what got us here is the reason why we are here. And if we just start changing everything and bringing it to the ground, we will have nothing left. And this is why humanity is about to, like, we have less than 200 years, bro. We're fucked. That's why I'm not having kids, bro. Fuck that. Why would I bring you here just, like, fuck up your, like, bro. Did you?
Listen, right? I was listening to all your points, but when you said when I marry a man or some shit, the first thing that came to mind was clip that. I didn't want to say it because that would fuck up the whole synergy, but I just let you slide. But yeah, anyways, play the video, man.
Then we can choose to, either medically transition or just socially transition or both. Not every transgender person chooses to medically transition. For me, I
if you're not medically
transitioning,
I don't feel like you're fully committed. You gotta be like, you could say, because, like, actions speak louder than the words to me, bro. You can say you're a woman, but, like, until you're willing to prove that, yeah, I'm fully a woman, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, once you do that, yeah, you're fully a woman. You have my respect.
You telling me they need to get rid of the tool from the toolbox?
Yes, bro. It's called the engine swap.
Yeah, it's an engine swap. You can't have a fucking a Hellcat engine in a fucking BMW and to be like, nah, bro, bro. You gotta do that. You gotta change it, bro. You gotta change it, bro. It don't work like that. You can't have the same parts and be like, yeah, bro, but my car identifies as this, though.
But a Hellcat with a BMW engine.
That okay? We could, but that, you can't call a BMW a Hellcat that still has a BMW engine, though.
to feel comfortable in my own skin.
Mm-hmm. And this is different from, being non-binary and stuff too, because for many non-binary people, they might identify as trans because they don't identify with that gender assigned at birth. Right. But for a lot of non-binary people, it means that you just don't exclusively identify as a man or woman. And
go back a little bit.
It's a whole umbrella that you just don't exclusively identify as a man or woman. And under that, there's a whole umbrella of gender identities where people might have pronouns that change day to day. There might be people who have one set of pronouns for the rest of their life. You might have non-binary people too who are fluid with their gender identities in it.
So they treat this shit like it's an interest rate. One day you get a 2%, next day you get a 5%.
Nah.
Wait, isn't there a ginger called Zaza?
Bro, at what point? Hold on. She said...
I'm being dead ass.
I don't know, bro. They said, like, there are people who... So, every day, you're gonna... I have to... Nah. Bro. This is, like, This is insane at this point. Like, pick one and just, like...
Imagine changing SIM cards every day. iPhone, Android, Nokia, Sidekick.
Hold on. So...
That's too much.
I mean... as long as you just living your life, bro, go ahead. Like, if you're not hurting nobody, this is what makes you happy. Go ahead, bro.
This is confusing. It doesn't make sense.
But that's the thing. Yeah, well, hold on. That's the thing that I'm saying. As long as you're doing you, but don't come to me and tell me today I identify as he. You must announce me as he, and tomorrow I'm they. And then if I don't do that, then we have beef. Because then we will have beef. Because I'm like, no, you introduce yourself as a he. You're a bro. Like. We can play. I don't want to play a game. Like, you say you're this, I'm cool. I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna like call you out your name. But like, you no. You say
you don't play charades, nigga.
You say you're this, bro. That's what you are. But don't come tomorrow and be telling me, nah, bro. I decided to change. No, bro. Because I can't decide. I'm white tomorrow, bro.
Nigga, I just wanted a refund, man. Calm down, bro.
This nigga said I just wanted to try it out. Nigga said it's a fucking 7-day free trial, bro. I just wanted to see.
Start on file an extra 2 years.
I just wanted to see what it's like to be a man. If I was a boy, head ass. Yo, bro.
I'm gonna press play now.
In itself, it's very confusing, very nuanced. But I think that what you were talking about earlier, with it being that maybe traditionally, for centuries, people have identified with maybe the gender that they were assigned at birth. When we look at history and we look at cultures too around the world, we see that third, fourth, fifth genders have always been around. And then in different cultures, the idea of what gender is or a relation to our bodies is completely different than maybe here in the United States.
Scientific research.
I have a gender pronoun chart that I got really confused about, and I'm just admitting straight up, this chart I didn't know.
O-N-N, he, she, they, what? Hi? Xi? Yo. That's perfect.
Zerself.
Yourself. Zerself.
Zerself, man.
Zerself.
Yo, Zer. How you doing?
This is mad extra, bro.
Okay, no, I think I was. Wait, hold on.
Cole laughed. N laughed. A laughed. He laughed. She laughed.
It's like French. Like, you know, like when you was taking like French or Spanish in high school, it's like yeah, that shit. So I'm conjugating now. This, bro, I literally stopped taking foreign language because I was tired of conjugating. You're not having me conjugate English, Juju. That's not happening.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm not.
And then they was talking about how these other cultures have multiple, like 5, 6, 7, 8 genders. I'm like, where? I'm like, I'm like, if you study languages, they only have 2 genders, masculine and feminine. Like, what other what gender are they talking about right there?
I'm pretty sure Jamaicans don't got 2 genders, man. Pretty sure Pakistan don't got 2 genders. I mean, 4 genders, man.
It's not even that, bro. Cause like she's saying, they are saying things like, and without even bringing no proof. Just like, I'm like, huh? You sound like for centuries. I'm like, where?
That is true though. She did not bring no stats, no statistics.
They.
I mean, they did not bring no stats. Technically, yes.
That's
I mean,
Yo's pen. That pen's yours. Yourself.
That pen's yours. That pen's yours. That's
bro.
Zer's pen.
It's the Z's, bro. Like, why are we like the Z? Like, we turn to Zer. Isn't some?
That's your pen. What happened to that? That's very.
That's Zaza's pen, bro. That's Zaza pen.
Bro, I'm gonna just start calling people by their names, bro. Fuck that. If I gotta remember all this shit, I'm just gonna remember your name, bro. It's a lot simpler. That's Dudley's pen. Dudley laughed. Ask Dudley. That's a lot easier. I'm not.
Did Dudley enjoy?
Yeah, because I'm not. I promise you, you're not changing your name every day. Fuck around.
Hey man, you never know.
Chart. And we don't need to go through the whole thing, but there were like just using co.
Not all these pronouns, I think, I even recognize too, which is okay.
Good over there, B?
Right? I think at the end of the day, too, people
even when the final boss doesn't recognize
he or she or even they, which I use in a singular context for myself. But as you can see, there's an ongoing evolution of language.
At what point does this become like, self-sabotage? Because like she said like they said like there's some like they don't even recognize. And there's more like there's some people. So like I keep going back to the Apache helicopter joke. Like I used to find that joke so I'm like that's so stupid, but that shit like bro, if you're gonna say that's insane.
Wait, hold on. You say Apache helicopter? What is that?
I think it's just like if you identify as this and I identify as an Apache helicopter, it's a fucking military helicopter.
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit didn't make sense. I'm like, bro, I was there. You had me, and then I got lost. Like, I'm on some Dr. Phil shit right now.
Now, you know what's funny, though? You're trying to educate people on something, but yet you're not fully educated on what you're trying to teach us.
Because this shit is incredibly new, bro. Like they're making this shit up, bro. Because like that's the thing. But you ever heard of a lot of people going off just like their feelings. Like she said, like they said, it's only 1.2 million people out of 300 million, bro. This is a very small minority of people.
Oh, yo, Cody, tell us when we reach 1 hour, because I know we're not gonna finish this whole video.
Keep going. We're only at Go ahead. Play the video.
And how people can identify. If you're unsure how to use someone's pronouns after that person has disclosed what their pronouns are, just ask, clarify. I just want to make sure that I'm using your pronouns in the correct way.
Do you know what XIE?
So you say Z.
Z? Mm-hmm. But then there is a Z right below.
Ways to spell and pronounce pronouns.
He got him!
It's complicated and nuanced.
No reverse, bro.
Cool. Stop. Press and play.
Z. Mm-hmm. But then there is.
I'm weak that the audience did not laugh. I'm actually surprised.
I know, right?
I'm pressing play. Come on.
This is Z right below.
Mm-hmm.
28
There's
minutes.
Different ways to spell and pronounce pronouns. It's complicated and nuanced, but it's important for us to understand that complexity.
My next guest has been criticized online for his views about gender identity. His reply may surprise you. That's next.
You don't get your own pronouns.
So you think it's a delusion if they
Straight to the point. Not even what's your name. Y'all don't get pronouns.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness.
We don't get no. Oh man, triggered.
You make self-love.
Ad.
Brian. You said this last time, Brian.
What the fuck?
It look like these niggas on your ass.
My name is Matt Walsh, and I've written a book called Johnny the Walrus. This book is about identity and imagination. He identifies as a walrus, and his mom's a little silly. She takes it seriously and thinks he really is a walrus. So she went on her phone, and there are people telling her that this isn't pretend, he's really a walrus. And his mother takes him to the doctor to have him surgically transitioned and gets him walrus hormone pills, and then eventually tries to drop him off at a zoo to live with other walruses. Not only topping the Amazon charts, my book has taken the world by storm.
Well, you just saw my next guest, author and conservative host of Daily.
I ain't gonna lie you, my boy. I have not ever heard of you, man. You say your books be taking the world by storm. I'm just keeping real.
When was the last time you read a book, bro?
Damn.
Yesterday. Calm down.
What was the book? What page? I'm not on your ass. I'm just saying. You can't say. You know what I mean? You read different genres. This is clearly a genre you probably haven't picked up. I'm trying to save your ass. This video is very sensitive. So.
True. Wires, the Matt Walsh Show, talking about his recently published children's book that has since been removed online by a popular large retail chain. Now, Matt says gender is not a social construct, but rooted firmly in biology. True?
True, absolutely. Well, actually, just to clarify, and with all due respect, but most of what we just heard in the previous segment was total nonsense, which is why when you were pushing for definitions and that sort of thing, they were not able to provide it because it's just nonsensical. Sex, well, as human beings, we have...
Go back a little bit.
It's just nonsensical. Sex,
a little bit more.
As human beings, we have sort of thing they were not able to provide. Total nonsense, which is why when you were pushing for definitions...
bro.
Wow.
That sort of thing, they were not able to provide it because it's just nonsensical.
Yeah, too done for, man.
Well, as human beings, we have...
Said they couldn't provide no information.
But it's a biological, scientific...
I wanted to hear what we're talking to over the guy, bro.
Yeah, he said that, did you call when Dr. Phil asked them about information that they weren't able to provide it. That's literally what he was saying.
Last time.
Pushing for definitions and that sort of thing, they were not able to provide it because it's just nonsensical. Sex, well, as human beings, we have a sex, male or female. That is a biological, scientific fact. Now, gender is a linguistic term. Words have gender. People don't.
You're saying that there should be no construct of gender, just sex. You're either male or female.
Right.
Yeah.
And
we're doing too much.
Someone feeling in a mental, emotional way that they don't identify with the sex that they have been biologically created as and assigned at birth based on their genitalia. If they don't feel that way, that there's no construct
he is picking all his words.
Experiences that.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality. So you can feel however you want.
Doctor for acting like an NPC.
That nigga like, let me take this word with this one,
so
put it
your
here.
Self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whenever you're talking about me,
Dudley
you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. That's grammar. That's language.
So you think it's a delusion? Someone is self-delusional.
Yeah, I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. That's why when you hear a parent say, "Oh, my 4-year-old son came to me and said that I'm a girl now, and so that's what I'm gonna raise him as a girl." No, you're 4-year-old. I have 4 kids. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? Ask him what he means by that. What do you mean by girl? And when you ask him that, here's what he'll tell you. He will tell you what he really means is that he wants to do some of the things that girls do, like play with the dollhouse, or you know, he likes the color pink. That's fine. Play with the dollhouse, but you're still a boy. And that's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel. Actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl. Well, this is one of the problems with this left-wing gender ideology is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman?
Well,
can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. Because it's not for me to say.
Transmasculine.
Womanhood looks different for everybody.
What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female.
And what does a female mean?
Well,
how do you define a female?
Someone with female reproductive organs.
Okay.
Someone who's, here's the thing, when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being.
Interesting. So I'm trying to understand. Your definition is that a woman is someone who is female. You said, right?
Correct. Is a biological female.
So what happens if we have maybe someone who is female, identifies as a woman, right? You know, cisgender woman, right? As you just explained, maybe doesn't have the ability to reproduce. Maybe doesn't have those organs that you're talking about that are reproductive organs.
I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not myself.
You used the word, so what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not define what a woman is because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
What? Identify as what?
As a woman.
Hold on.
Wait.
Each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too.
You pause?
Okay. Wait, hold on. I gotta hear it one more time. Hold on. Wait.
Woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently. And so trans women are women too.
Okay.
I mean, granted, they did not answer his question
at all.
But what they said did kind of make sense. Everyone has their own definition of what.
True.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, but listen. The thing that got me confused is how are you defining something and using the word to define the word that you're trying to define? What?
What had me all the way fucked up is when he said like what he said like what is a woman?
A woman?
He said they said a woman is an umbrella term describing anybody who feels like a woman. What? You gotta rewind that because I need to hear what they said. That was insane. Because a little bit because it was the guy that asked
what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Was to each their own. Each woman, each man, each person is going to have a different relation with their own gender identity and define it differently.
To each their own? Hold on. So, what is a woman? A woman is somebody who identifies as a woman. That was the response.
Yeah, that's why I was like, what?
That's insane.
Let me say, what is an AK-47?
Because when they asked the guy the same question, what is a woman? He told you what a woman biologically is, and then they asked the question, what if somebody can't reproduce or has because you can't like have children, that doesn't mean you're not a woman, bro. But you still have it's the fact that like he said, it's down to your bones. Like the reason we can tell certain people like what they were after because your bone, the bone density, the bone structure, everything is there's differences between the male and the female, especially the ones that's gone through puberty, especially after puberty. That's when you see the most difference, bro. So there is a difference when you're saying you can't just say because they identify as a woman. No, words have to mean things, bro. Like niggas just throwing words out there. Words no longer mean things nowadays, bro. That's what we're really saying. Fuck words. So whatever I say, I can say whatever the fuck I feel like, and it don't mean nothing. I can say that's what she was saying. Like today, I can say I'm a man, and then tomorrow you can say that's insane, bro. Nah, that's not how that works. I'm sorry. That's why they're saying like they're delusional, bro. Type fake, you're wildin'. What?
And so trans women are women too.
Okay.
And you want to hold on. You want to reduce.
Won't even tell me what the word means, though. So
you
want to
reduce women. You want to reduce men down to maybe just their genetics, our genitals, our chromosomes, right? That's what you're saying.
You want to do what you want to do is appropriate women. You want to appropriate womanhood.
Okay.
And turn it into basically a costume that can be worn. We've got it's real funny. It's real funny. It's real funny when you're
should look like. Right. So man, you're literally saying this is what a woman is.
Yeah. Well,
isn't that a little sexist?
Because I am.
How is that? He's calling that sexist, bro. Bro, he's literally defining things based on their scientific terms, bro. You can't.
It's like saying the most simplistic way of saying this. You go into a BMW plant, they build the BMW, it has BMW logos all over it, BMW parts. When it leaves the factory and that car blows up, they can identify that vehicle as a BMW due to the parts, the label. What these people are saying is they can be made as a BMW, but if they don't feel like a BMW, they can identify as a Toyota Corolla, but they don't know what a Toyota Corolla is. They could just say it because that's what they feel like, but they don't know what it feels like. They can't explain what it feels like. They just don't feel like a BMW. Or if not a BMW, you know what? Because I don't feel like a BMW, because today is Wednesday, I feel like a Volvo. So what is a Volvo? How do I identify you as a Volvo? I don't know, but I just feel like a Volvo. These are two different things right now. They're not making sense, but they're making sense. If that makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
They say a part that.
It sounds true.
If you don't feel like what you're born as, I get it. That's cool. All right, I understand. But if you can't define after what's a woman? Like it's a simple question. What's a woman to you? You can't answer it, but yet you look at the person. The one person is just the way the average woman you see on your street dresses.
But yeah, it's just
so there must be something. They are playing both roles. Beard, dresses like a woman, sounds, but there's a lot of things going on, and it's just the fact that they can't answer it, and then they start throwing words like sexist. You're just asking for files right now because it's not making sense. You're not. There's no true conversation. It's just, I don't like this, so I'm gonna throw this to distract it off. It's not making sense. I'm gonna press play unless everyone has anything else to say.
To define it, but you won't.
Hang on. We've heard how Matt feels about pronouns, but my next guest says those who oppose them are asking the wrong questions. What does she say are the right ones? We'll add her to the conversation when we come back. Okay, take a break.
Like I said, I gotta take a break ASAP, bro.
Skip this stuff. Skip the command.
You can laugh.
Sex, and then there is gender.
Damn, she's on their side.
Some people go by he, some people actually use the pronoun they. I'm not a she, I'm not a he either.
It's really about what sort of feels good to our ears when we hear it.
I refuse to use pronouns that do not apply to biological sex.
Pronouns are important because they indicate a degree of respect.
You can avoid mistakes by just saying them, theirs, they.
If you're unsure about somebody's pronoun, ask, hey, what are your pronouns?
I could just ignore you.
People to call you what you want to be called.
Their gender is still valid regardless of whether or not you understand it.
Well, we've been talking about the great gender pronoun debate that has the country divided, just almost 50-50. Last segment, Matt made his case against people using what are called their own pronouns. But my next guest says the opposition is taking the wrong approach. Joining us on stage is Dr. Susie Denbo, Associate Professor at Kent State University with a PhD in communications and expertise in gender, sex, and feminism. Now, Kent State has been recognized among the nation's most LGBTQ+ friendly universities. Expertise in gender, sex, and feminism. Now, Kent State has been recognized among the nation's most LGBTQ+ friendly universities. Now, doctors, thank you for being here.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
You've been listening to everything that we've been talking about. So, Dr. Denbo, how do you feel those who oppose using pronouns are taking the wrong approach in this conversation?
I think there's the extreme approach that you are admittedly taking, and then there's also just ordinary people that might not be comfortable with the language change. And it just is awkward. And so they're afraid of not being courteous or being accepting. So there's like these two things. There's actually combating and not being, you don't like transgender, the idea of transgender. That's different than pronouns. But then just for most people, it's just feeling a little bit awkward and unsure and not wanting to hurt or offend somebody.
You got a point.
Well, why is it important for educators to teach about gender identity, gender presentation, and pronouns? Why do you think that's important?
Because there is a difference. There is biological sex, and a lot of times people are conflating sex and gender. So there's biological sex, and then there's gender, and that's a social construct in the sense that just because you're born biologically a female doesn't mean you automatically want to vacuum, for instance, which is usually a feminine activity or conflated that way. And so it's this idea of giving children in age-appropriate ways and understanding that that these things aren't set in stone. Gender identity is not tied to biology.
You say that gender's not set in stone.
Because I don't know if it's this example she was using, because that was just like a terrible example when she's talking about the gender identity and vacuuming. Because first of all, if that's
that's sexist.
No, not that. So I'm like, if that's what you're trying to like identify as, because like you want because of like what is traditionally seen towards like more female oriented. It's like what the guy said. How if his son like says like he wants to be he's a girl, like what do you mean by you're a girl? Like what you really mean is that you want to do things that are seen more traditionally feminine. Then that doesn't necessarily make you a woman. It just means that you enjoy doing other things that words are seen as like but there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, what it means to be male and what it means to be female is, can you reproduce with each other? Can we create life? Because at the end of the day, we're here, we're living, and life wants to create life, right? So if it takes two to make a thing go right, a male and a female, you can identify as whatever the fuck you feel like. At the end of the day, if a sperm and a egg come together, the sperm has to come from a male. You can identify as anything you want, but the sperm is still coming from a male and the egg is still coming from a female. It's that simple. Anything else is arbitrary. We're just wasting our fucking time. She's right. Gender is a social construct. Why? It was created to help us fucking migrate. Do you know why we have the traditional, male and female roles, right? So we're nearly pushing an hour. So I think I wanna finish like the rest of this on like on another day type shit, because this is like we might do a part 2. But the reason why we have like a lot of the traditional roles that we have with the male and female is because when we as humans started evolving, that's what helped us survive. Right? The men would hunt, the women would gather. The women would watch over the children. They would do certain things that helped us our survival. And what helped us survive is what brought us to here today. And a lot of people, they just want to say, fuck all of that, because I feel like this. And we got to remember, bro, that's insane. I didn't think it was a small amount of people. It's only 1 million people. Bro, that's a lot of noise for 1 million people, bro.
I still agree though with what both parties are saying, especially when they don't feel like, because there's back in the day, like you said, men would hunt, women would gather, but there would be some women who would rather hunt than gather.
Yeah,
there would be some men who'd rather gather than hunt.
I get that, but like that's not saying that because you would rather hunt, you are a man. No, it's just that's how society was structured at the time. Right? But I'm not saying that only women are allowed to gather, only women are supposed to be doing that. You can do whatever the fuck you feel like. You're human. Stop labeling yourself as these things, bro. When you're putting all these things on yourself, you're limiting yourself, bro. You're putting yourself inside of a fucking box. Because, no cap, if I see that person in the street, automatically I see them putting themselves in the box, because that means your whole identity is wrapped up in on this, bro. We're human. We're so much fucking more than our sexuality, but we let this shit fucking hold us so much, bro. Like, explore yourself, my nigga. Like, you are so much more than just who you are when you're having sex, bro. And like, bro, this is why I want to end it. And like I said, like, we are pushing an hour. Let us know,
worry, man. I'm gonna get my DLC pack next week.
I'm weak. Let us know what you guys think about this one. If you want us to do a part 2, I know this is a very a very controversial,
sensitive topic.
Very sensitive topic. So I do want to see what you guys have to say in the comment, and let's start a conversation, man. And like, we're gonna be back with part 2, so we can finish out the rest of the debate. But actually, I do want let's let this lady finish talking before we end this one. Then.
What do you mean?
I mean that's just factually
we can let the rest of the video play.
Saying that. So you have biology is the chromosomal makeup and reproductive organs and all of that. And so that would be sort of the nature side of things. But the nurture side of things is where we see more of gender identities.
She began by saying that my view is extreme. Okay, so the view that every single person on Earth has held up until 15 seconds ago is extreme. And the view that almost everyone does right now still hold as extreme, apparently, according to her. But there is this they are conflating gender and sex, because on one hand they say, well, you got your biological sex, but then your gender is whatever social construct. But then they turn around and say that trans women are women. So a man who identifies with the gender, the social construct of womanhood, actually is a woman. So if you can laugh all you want, but this is a logical problem. You are conflating sex and gender just by saying that. Bro. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much, because it's really not that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah. Can I answer that? I'd love to answer that question. I care about the truth. So basic truth matters. I want to live in a society where people care about the truth and we're grounded in truth.
Bro, I hate people
I care
who
about
just,
children.
Fucking just jump on dick, bro. Like, he's like, oh, bro, they're having a debate. Like, he asked a question, like, nigga, the truth matters. A lot of people, like, all that matters is what I feel. Bro, I hate to sound insensitive, but I don't. So fuck your feelings. Truth is the only thing that matters, bro. I don't give a fuck.
I knew you was gonna say that, but
my feelings, you can hurt my feelings all day long as long as you give me the truth, bro. I don't, cause like that's the thing. Nothing hurts more than lies, bro. Lies hurt, cause like when you figure out you've been lying to, that shit is a motherfucker. Cause you fucks up cause now you gotta start all over, bro. Tell me the truth from the beginning, no matter how much it hurts.
And these insane ideas about gender are being foisted on kids.
I stole $1 million.
And that bothers me quite a bit. I care about the women who are having their opportunities stolen from them. I care quite a bit, yeah.
You are a champion for women. I'm more interested in creating a productive space where we can try to build some kind of an acceptance around other people and exposing children to different ideas around gender identity. I don't think is a problematic thing with parents being involved.
My next guests are parents who say, no way should children learn about gender pronouns at an early age. Not under their watch. They say this is going to happen. It's the parents' job, not teachers. One pulled her kids out of school. We'll meet them after the break.
You don't agree, Brian?
I'll let it go before I say anything.
The entire gender pronoun situation makes me feel very upset.
I don't want a teacher talking to my child about gender pronouns. It is not appropriate. It's crossing a line.
I feel like I'm ambushed because now I'm explaining to my son. He asked me, what does sexist mean? As a parent,
I don't like these type of parents.
I had to pull both of my kids out of the school district.
I hate the fact that
TRP stores are everywhere and have replacements.
You can't tell what's appropriate for a kid that's going to be exposed to a world that's very inappropriate. Why am I getting ads?
That's the thing. Like, yeah, when you that's why like I'm so weird. This thing is so weird because I'm like, on the one hand, like it's wild, like we have all these new things, but on the other hand, like exposing children is like the only way to make sure that they're protected, to protect themselves, bro. Because the more you shelter children and the more you try to tell them like things is not out there, when they find it out, exactly, because they're gonna find the shit out regardless. So you teach them. That's the thing. This age appropriate shit to teach a child, bro. If you have a fucking 4-year-old, you're not gonna go tell them about fucking. You still, but you know, if you have like a 6 or 8-year-old, there's certain things, there's certain conversation you have with them about, because you know, kids are observant as fuck. They go outside, they hear things, they're gonna want to talk about certain things. Like, you gotta be the adult to bring this shit up. I'm like, okay, this is what this is, and if you have any questions, come talk to me. So if you're not doing that and be like, oh, I don't want my kids to go to school and learn about sex. All right, bro. That's why your kid is 16 and pregnant. Dumbass nigga.
A Loudoun County Public Schools teacher is suing the district. Tanner Cross is on administrative leave. He said he would not call a student who's transgender by their preferred pronoun.
And I will not affirm that a biological boy can be a girl and vice versa, because it's against my religion, it's lying to a child, it's abuse to a child.
Cross was placed on paid leave. Now he's suing the district.
I don't blame him.
Well, you just saw a news clip about a teacher in Virginia who was suspended after opposing the school's gender policy. Now, inclusion in schools is a major topic of conversation because parents and administrators...
170 people is crazy.
Well, they just don't always see eye to eye. My next guest are two concerned parents with kids the same age. Now, they used to be in the same school district until one mom pulled her children out. So while they didn't know each other before, they have unified for the same cause.
I'm really concerned about what's going on in schoolrooms across the country.
The entire gender pronoun situation makes me feel very upset.
People may think that if you don't want to use the preferred pronouns, that you're against gay people. This is 100% untrue. I am a huge advocate for gay people, trans people, and the like.
Stacy and I both have children in the same school district.
I learned that the teachers in my children's school were asking for the kids' preferred pronouns in the classroom. When I heard about this, it was extremely upsetting.
Last year, my son was given a homework assignment. I gave an example of a child not identifying with the gender that they're born with. This is an example of a homework that was given to my 8-year-old son. If a student is unsure of their place in the gender spectrum, or is experimenting with different forms of gender presentation, school uniform present a real challenge.
I'm not even talking about the video. One thing I hate more than anything in the video is when
My son was really confused. I feel like I'm ambushed because now I'm explaining to my son. He asked me, what does sexist mean? As a parent, I felt trapped. I felt I had to explain these concepts to my son. I felt like I was whittling away his innocence. This year, my 12-year-old daughter had a science teacher ask the class about their preferred gender pronouns.
I don't want a teacher talking to my child about gender pronouns. It is not appropriate. It's crossing a line. It's unacceptable. This is a parent-child issue, not a teacher-child issue. I wanted my kids to have nothing to do with it. I had to pull both of my kids.
Kim Kardashian's kid heard about her sex tape on Roblox, bro. That's insane.
I am weak. That's tough.
Yeah, bro. Fuck the internet.
Out of this school district.
I've decided not to pull my trigger.
How would you feel if what you called? What is it? How should I put this? That a kid's mother, right? That was doing OnlyFans, and people find it, and the kid goes to the school and get bullied for it. How would you feel about it?
That's the thing, bro.
That's the mom's fault.
If you
mom,
that's a son's fault. That's a kid's fault. Fuck you getting bullied
it's not the kid's fault. It's not the kid's fault that the mom decided to do something that would then bite them in the butt. Find out you have a little one, and then the kids are gonna be like, your mom does only. That's not the kid's fault. The kid has zero control of that.
No,
Can't blame.
I'm saying like, it's the kid, bro. Fuck you bullying, bro. You're not bullying me because my mom did some shit in the past. Fuck, I look like, bro. Like, that's the thing, bro. Fuck that. And if my kid talking about, oh, daddy, this little kid picked on me because he found mommy's sex tape, okay, his mom is broke as fuck. That's why he said, yo, bro, don't worry. Like, that's the thing.
That shouldn't be the conversation. That shouldn't even be the conversation. Bro, like, the whole point of it was saying,
it's not even
it's like the kid has zero control in the scenario. If that it's going to happen, it's happening now. Kid, fucking women who did OnlyFans, got pregnant. The kid is finding out that their mom is doing OnlyFans. Some of them are actually committing suicide.
You're a weak ass kid, bro. Fuck is wrong with you?
It's not that you're a weak ass kid. It's
rephrase your words.
Are you serious, bro? You're killing yourself because you found out your mom was doing OnlyFans? Are you serious, bro?
Well, it's not so much that the mom is doing OnlyFans. They're killing themselves due to multiple kids coming at this person for something that's beyond their control and making fun of them. When you're a kid and the whole school is against you on something you have zero control of, and then they're showing your family member and laughing in your face, puts a toll on the kid. I don't know if y'all been bullied, but if I've been bullied, but being bullied makes you feel a type of way. And at a young kid, they take it from not like, oh, I could just like this is straight to the max. Like, damn, what the fuck is going on? I don't like this. The mom can't change anything because it's on the internet. Once it's on the internet, it's gone for. I'm not speaking for the kid, but the kid can't. There's nothing the kid can do. You can tell the principal they could transfer you out of schools, but again, this is something that's going to be brought up down the line.
Your kids is weak, bro. If your kid is killing yourself because of what some other niggas, bro. That's one thing I will never understand, bro. Words are words, my nigga. They are words. Like, how are you gonna let somebody impact? Like, even when I got bullied as a kid, but I didn't give a fuck, cause like unless you're putting your hands on me, that's when we step to a whole different level, bro. You can
say words or words,
bro. That's the thing, crazy. Bro. Once you know your truth, nothing should bother. Like that's once I know my truth, I know who I am, bro. I don't give a fuck what you say about me. I don't care. I know my truth. I know who I am. You're just talking, bro. Oh yeah, your mother. I'm like, okay, cool. And my mother did porn. What's your point, bro? She made racks to feed her family. Your mother's selling crack. Like, your mother fucking for free, bro. So some nigga that's fucking, right? Your mother's busting it open for some nigga that's fucking everybody in the town, bro. That's you really want to compare mothers right now? Like, this is not, bro. To kill yourself over some shit like that, bro. You're weak. That's soft. We need to thin out the weak, bro. It's that simple. Thin out the weak, bro.
Nigga cardio is moving on demon time.
How are we gonna fucking advance our society if at the smallest sign of fucking issues, your first thing you want to do, I'm out. Your first, bro, when you're facing adversity in life, that's what makes you fucking get through it, bro. When you go through adversity in life, you man the fuck up, you power through it, bro. You don't just give up and just quit and say, I'm out of here. Bro, then how you ever gonna get better? Nigga, bro, imagine if every single Call of Duty lobby you joined, you was going fucking 0-50. You just kept wage quitting and just, bro, you're never gonna get better. You gotta fucking stick through the mud, bro.
This nigga Cordier said it's weak to log out, bro.
Life is always gonna try to fuck you, bro. It's that simple, bro. Either people is gonna talk shit, it's that simple, bro. So if from an early age you have to teach your kid how to handle life, bro. There's bullies everywhere, bro. Rich people are the biggest bullies. You think like the bullies you got in school are bad? Wait till you have a fucking boss, bro. Stop with that, bro. You're weak. I'm sorry. Back to the video.
Out of the school district, but I'm fighting for change.
Your boss is not showing videos of your mom getting fucked on the internet, but
I've been attending school board meetings.
Hold on, pause it again.
What's happening across?
This nigga Cordier said words or words, bro. I wonder if the president said launch the nuclear missiles. Is that just words?
Yo, Dudley. So you're telling you're giving specific directions though. If a nigga
but words are words.
But those words are used to give directions, right? When a nigga tells me, haha, your mother's a whore because she was sucking dick on OnlyFans. Okay, I guess my mother.
How about a nigga say, let me get your mom's number? That's the direction, right?
Here you go. Yeah, bro. If you as a 14-year-old can bag and fuck my mother, all the more power to you, my nigga. Lock the bitch up and throw it in peace.
Play that video, man. Play that video, man.
I'm trying to, bro.
You gotta
it's moving wild, bro. This nigga
moving wild. Niggas take shit too serious, bro. It's never that serious, bro.
Get fired if they use the wrong gender pronoun. That just seems wrong.
This is my mission in life, to protect my children, however I need to do that, I will.
What Matt and I and a group of us are doing is we're working to have the school board removed completely. A lot of people I know, a lot of parents I know are afraid to speak up, and I speak for them, and I'm not afraid.
I haven't met a single parent that's afraid to speak up, bro.
Matt, why do y'all have an issue with the schools telling children about pronouns and
my man squad up. He's 3 up now.
First of all, thank you for having me, and I wanted to say it's so honor you.
I ain't gonna lie though.
And where you are in life, and it has nothing to do with.
Don't lie.
What?
You said you're not gonna lie.
You said he's squad up, right? I feel like this nigga, they probably gonna drop 10, but that nigga right there gonna drop 30 by himself, 50 by himself, bro.
Stupid. This nigga said I'm gonna He said, I'm the
with that. We're here about our kids.
12 minutes. Let's get through it.
So in school, I feel like this is a family issue. It's a parent-child issue, and it's a real issue with some kids. I think that the percentage is quite small for how many kids go through this real
what
serious
she says
issue.
even makes sense.
And including and imposing this on the entire school or the entire class is where I have a problem.
There's no reason an 8-year-old should be taking an assignment that says, what is the gender spectrum? And I had to explain to my 8-year-old son that they're about the gender spectrum and no longer about boys and girls, about femininity, feminine clothes, that uniforms could be sexist.
Well, let's look at your 8-year-old's homework assignment. It says uniforms may be sexist. Some uniforms may strike students and parents as sexist. For example, if a uniform requires girls to wear skirts and pants are not allowed, some students and parents may object, leading to conflict with the school's administration. Not all girls want to wear skirts, and some may resent being told to wear traditionally feminine garments. Also, if a student is unsure of their place on the gender spectrum or is experimenting with different forms of gender presentation, school uniforms can present a real challenge. Now, what was the assignment?
The assignment was whether school uniforms, pro or con, should schools have uniforms? And I believe they had that assignment just so they could squeeze this in. This was an agenda and not appropriate for an 8-year-old.
That's nasty. Because I've had that same debate since I was in like the 5th grade, bro. That's not like, nobody's trying. Bro, like, that's why I hate agreeing with these, because like they'll have some good points and then just throw some bullshit in there. Because I've been having that same debate since I was in 5th grade, bro. Should schools have uniforms? Bro, come on, don't do that. You can play it, bro. I just had to throw that.
What you mean by that?
So I remember like in the 5th grade, they was asking, we had to write a persuasive essay. Should schools have uniforms? And I did that in the 8th grade also, and there was nothing about gender identity. It was just like, should we have uniforms? And a lot of the reasons, like, for uniforms is like, it helps, like, keep everybody organized, so you can know who everybody is. And You know, but part of like one of the reasons for no uniforms like individuality and all that other shit. It never had anything to do with sex before. I don't know why they added this time, but like for him to say like, oh yeah, they only put this in so sneakers in, that's a cap.
Okay. Play the video.
Children. When I drop my child off at school, I don't expect him to be indoctrinated. Why are we doing this? Shouldn't the schools be focused on science and education and learning and reading and writing? And instead they're being taught, are you a boy? Are you a girl? And they're confusing the children.
We're going to take a break. What these parents feel about gender-neutral locker rooms and bathrooms next.
Comfortable.
Stacy and Matt are two concerned parents with one shared mission, and that's to recall the local school board. They say their children were too young to be introduced to gender pronouns in elementary school. And they say if that conversation is going to be had, they'll have it.
But then they
don't want the teacher doing this. They don't want this taking place in school. That's something that they want to do with their children at the right time if they have that curiosity. And you have an issue with gender-neutral restrooms.
Correct. This is a war on gender. Just like how Addison mentioned before with the pumpkin that in that picture it said no gender or gender's over.
Gender's over, yeah.
Gender's over. Well, I believe in gender. And to deny that there's a difference, to say gender's over is radical stuff that should not be taught to third graders. That's dangerous. And if you extrapolate and continue on, then it leads to no
like, bro, like the whole thing, like this whole debate would be over if we just said, let's just stop using gender and just use sex. It's that simple, bro. You feel how you feel, but you know, if we're gonna be talking about like certain things, like there is no more. Like the reason why I have all this fucking, because like people want to have, oh, this is for girls, this is for boys, bro. Just have everything be universal. Simple as like everything is said. Everything is universal. It's for boys and it's for girls. And then now the only thing we worried about is for sex is for like reproduction. That's it. Cool. Simple as like everything is solved. We're not having fucking 3-hour debates no more. Okay. Insane.
To gender-neutral bathrooms, which they're doing at the school district next to us, and they're doing that throughout the country, and gender-neutral bathrooms and locker rooms, and that's just not safe. That is a dangerous situation to keep them combined in the same space.
Yeah. How do you feel about the gender-neutral bathrooms and locker rooms?
Yeah, well, I agree with my fellow Matt over here. Loudoun County is a famous case at the Daily Wire we helped uncover. There was a gender non-conforming boy in a dress who went into a girl's restroom and violently raped a young girl. After that happened, that's when the school district decided, you know what? Now we're going to open up the restrooms and invite the boys in with the girls. Now here's what happens, because we hear a lot about, well, gender non-conforming people, transgender people, it makes them feel bad if they're not given access to the bathrooms they want. Well, okay, so they have their feelings. What about the feelings of the girls who are getting raped? There are many girls and many women who are speaking out and saying, we want privacy in our facilities. We don't want
so much, but he's really speaking facts.
And then what we hear from this side, what we hear from this side,
I did not say that we want open bathrooms where anyone can go in.
What we hear from this side is that, well, their feelings don't matter. We're not going. Who cares? You just have to deal with it, right? Because the transgender people, the gender nonconforming people, it's their feelings that take priority.
I'm not trying to minimize your concern around it, but I don't know that it's a safety issue. You usually still have an.
That makes 0 sense.
Yeah, it is a safety issue.
The man really just gave you a whole. This man is 100% backing up everything. Wait, hold on, time out. This guy is backing up everything he's been saying. A man puts on a dress, goes into the women's bathroom, and violently rapes a girl, and then she has the audacity to say, "I don't think it's a safety issue." You're putting you're putting people with a penis in a bathroom with people with a vagina, and then you don't think there's a safety difference. There's a reason why there's a men's bathroom and there's a women's bathroom. And then if we want to get even deeper, you can talk about how women feel super unsafe when they're in let's say a dark environment with a man walking in the street, or just walking down the street throughout broad daylight, because they don't know. You never know what a man's going to do. You can get raped. You can get hollered at, get rejected, get shot, X, Y, and Z. So now you just gave a free pass due to this person not feeling like the gender they were assigned with. to now have access to another gender's bathroom that they weren't assigned with, but because they feel like this opposite gender, they now have access to this bathroom. You're opening doors for people who, let's say they don't really feel like, they're not really feeling like women, but they just want to pretend like they're a woman to now go into that women's bathroom and violently rape women. That is 100% a huge safety issue. I agree with what he's saying.
We'll find a way to rape. I don't think if we.
But now they can disguise it. They can
course.
disguise it. So what he's saying is like you can back it up and then multiply it times 2 to make it so you can see it. At this point, this is not even about emotions no more. This is just pure logic. You are gonna increase the rape percentage in this world if you allow shit like that to happen, and if there is no changes. I don't really got much to say.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, because this is not a safety issue. Because there's same way there's like 0.0% of them that want people to acknowledge who they are. There's also in the human population there's like 0. something percent that would take advantage of these new outlier laws. Because recently there was a man, someone that claimed to be a woman, went to a woman's spa. And then out here swinging his tool in front of fucking children, in front of a fucking little girl with her mom.
That's not funny.
And she was going crazy on the spot, and then social media was like, "Oh, she was hate transgender or this and that," but they didn't even know the whole story. And then when the story came out, they was like, "Oh, blah blah blah." I'm like, bro, it's crazy, man. Bro. That's why they should just get their separate bathrooms, because shit like that will continue to happen.
Another bathroom that you can go to.
It's a security issue. My daughter would not feel safe or secure if she had to share a bathroom or a gender-neutral locker room with boys.
All right. Normally on birth certificates, you have 2 choices, male and female.
Going on break.
Well, not anymore. I'll explain when we come back.
Nigga, bro was ready.
Niggas talk for like 2 seconds. Bro, each of the segments are getting shorter and shorter, bro. That's insane.
You want on a kayak. Search now.
And the ads are getting longer and longer.
I don't understand why I'm getting ads, bro.
I don't know.
Dr. Phil said I'm getting my bread.
Arlo, how old is the baby?
That's the girl with baby.
Sparrow's actually going to be 4 in February.
Has Sparrow decided?
You at South Park with the PC principal with PC babies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, she has PC babies. She called them babies. Yo, no way. Like, babies is not even a fucking... It's not even a gender, bro. How is baby a gender? So she has to change... Yo, that's how you know this shit is just a joke, bro. They're just changing things they don't even need to change, bro. Bro, it's because... they're doing things just because they could, bro. At this point, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do this. I can? Damn, that's babies.
Mm-hmm.
Gangster on your body.
Yes.
Oh, that's a great question. Sparrow is in a point of learning and exploration with a lot of things, including gender. Language with children at 4 is very, they're figuring it out. And so currently, Sparrow uses he for everyone. No, it doesn't matter what their pronouns are, and we mentioned it. They just call everyone he, they don't conjugate it correctly. They don't use him or his or anything. Just he for everything. So we joke that he is Sparrow's preferred pronoun because that's what they use for everyone. As far as for themselves, though, they're not coming consistently saying, "I would like, I want to be a boy or a girl," or "I feel like I'm non-binary." We don't have heavy, in-depth, overt communications. It's not like every morning I wake them up and say, "All right, what's your gender today?" hoping they'll finally give me an answer. So it doesn't come up like that.
Okay. You decided this was important to leave unspecified, undetermined. Why?
Because of the fact that gender is so social, and it is such a social construct. Now, we say we shouldn't interact with one another differently because of our genders. Everyone deserves the same respect and treatment. But it has been scientifically proven that children are interacted with very differently based on whether they are assumed to be a boy or a girl. Girl children are held more, boy children are given, mechanical toys more often, all of these kind of examples and anecdotes. And I felt it was important for Sparrow to get the chance to figure themselves out without all of that pressure, intervention, and programming.
Bro, how many kids?
And if somebody asks you, do you have a child? You say
She thinks
yes.
she's like 4.
And
Wait,
if
no,
they say,
the
what
Jewish
did
guy
you
had
have?
4
What do you
kids.
have?
She
What
just
do
had
you
a-
say?
I don't know.
When people ask, is a child a boy or a girl, oftentimes what they're trying.
I don't know.
Call her Dr. Doofenshmirtz because she's out here experimenting, bro.
But I don't know, cause like she keeps I don't know. They keep saying them. 'Cause I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know what gender they identify as. So they keep saying them, like as in like they have multiple kids. But I think they are talking about one kid because they keep saying one name, like Sparrow. Is Sparrow the kid or a bird? Like there's so many.
Sparrow is going to be a gender neutral name for the child that they were able to push out. And until Sparrow has identified Sparrow's self, Sparrow currently doesn't have a gender.
So Sparrow is one person.
Sparrow is one person.
Kept fucking me up by saying
Based off of what person in the red ribbon on the suit says.
Person in the blue
pretty
hat.
much, yeah. Once Sparrow starts picking up, let's say, social cues, as picking up mechanics and trucks and cars and controllers, Sparrow identifies as a male. Picks up Barbies, a vacuum, or whatever the social cues is for a woman. As of right now, Sparrow's in the middle, trying to create their character. Whose stream is this?
Sparrow, use quick attack.
Okay.
What is this? Yo, okay.
I'm pressing play.
Connect to you, and they're trying
Yeah, I ain't
to
gonna
connect
lie.
the child.
I might
So
get you.
what I do is
I kept my
give
mouth
them some other bit of
shut.
information about my child. Is your child a boy or a girl? They're 3.5. Is
Three-
your child a boy or a girl? Well, actually,
Bro,
they
pause
just.
that. Cause that's
That
kind
is
like
important.
sometimes that's very important. What if your doctor's
What?
acting that? What if it's like a doc or like a school? Is this there's reasons like I understand like it's a social construct, but humans are fucking social creatures. We have social constructs for a reason. It's like they trying to live in a house and said fuck the foundation, bro.
I can agree with everyone, but what this person in the suit said, I just couldn't agree with. To answer a question like that with the child's age, I think is disrespectful to the conversation, bro.
Yeah, that's not what I'm asking.
We're asking a simple question, bro. My child is 3. I don't give a fuck about your child's age. We want to find out its gender. When it was released out of person in a suit, did it have a penis or a vagina? Because that, even though we're in we can all say we're in a social world, but yet we're not applying our socialness to at least move on in life. We're staying in the same place just so we can be 10 toes down on just saying I want to be able to choose my journey. Cool, but we got to place you somewhere in that process. You can figure out, but we need to move forward. We can't put you in a school if we don't know what your gender is. I definitely don't. Teachers probably don't even want to teach kids with parents like this because everything they say is now being micromanaged by the parent. Now the kid comes home being questioned 1,000,000 times saying, does your teacher ask for your pronouns? Are you being this, that? They're able to enter a neutral bathroom. Did they have a neutral bathroom? So now schools is under pressure to just deal with people in suits like this. To just
giving me Miss Fernandez, bro.
And even Miss Fernandez identified as a woman, and like she made life simple. I just can't. This is the one person I just don't agree with because that answer is ridiculous.
Facts. And the thing is, right, you can't even go to a certain extent say somewhat refuse their kids to attend your school, then they could sue you for excluding them. So it's like, what can you do?
That's like saying, yo, what kind of BMW trim you got now? I got 4 tires.
That's like stupid with this BMW.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what you said, Brian?
What kind of BMW trim you have? I got 4 tires. I mean, we know you. I mean, that's what makes a motor vehicle.
Bro. It's a 2020, bro.
I had it for 6 months. That's not what I asked you, bro. What's the trim? I didn't care about the length of your ownership. What is the trim? Is it a M or is it a regular? So that's basically what she just said, and that's disrespectful to a conversation, bro.
They just started preschool.
Are you looking to lease or buy? I'm looking to get a job.
So they know something about this child that is more relevant than what's in their pants.
So
I no.
That's not what he asking.
So you think it would be toxic?
These people that are clapping are just not.
The NPCs, bro. They're NPCs.
I feel like there's a button that says clap just to clap
Yeah,
because there's
they,
no way.
They have that shit. Yeah, they just clapping at the dumbest shit. Because there were some bars being spit the first time they didn't clap at.
Yeah.
Now when bro, yeah, you're right. Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Let's play it. Let's finish it up.
To label the child one way or the other.
Potentially, yes.
All right, America may be divided on this
Yo,
great
bro,
gender
another
debate,
break, bro?
but it's important to keep the dialogue
This nigga's
open.
amazing.
To be able to talk about this, project them
you skipped the
onto others.
I was
just don't.
Of,
we moving on.
a marriage.
Stop right here.
Onto others.
I was saying that in the context of, a marriage or a commitment like that. It's okay to have strict gender roles for a man and a woman if you find each other, because then it's going to work out real great. That relationship will. And then you find something that's not conforming and you find each other and that works out great. And it's not a threat to the other person.
At the same time, too, I think that people should be allowed to have boundaries around who's in their space, too. And if you have people who are constantly putting you into a box that you do not identify with, if people are constantly seeing you in a way that you are not being seen and stuff, too, it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting, right? You have to imagine that. So for us, if we don't hang out with certain people who don't understand us, that's okay. But we will try to keep an open conversation going.
Yeah, I would think you wouldn't seek those people out.
Right.
I wouldn't think you'd get up every day and go find Matt Walsh.
Don't switch to my screen.
And spend the day with him, but I would think he would be somebody that you would want to have an ongoing dialogue with because y'all disagree. And it seems like we should just keep the dialogue going and hopefully find some middle ground.
This person in the hat.
Arlo, you mentioned that you don't have your child discussing pronouns or figuring out their pronouns yet. And yet in school, our kids are being asked what their pronoun is. I'm confused about how that works. And then there's always this fluidity right around what pronoun you are each day. So it's constantly changing. How confusing.
I think
For
what it
kids.
is. Oh, sorry. I think what it is that I sympathize with the hurt and distress that I sense from you all. I also wouldn't want my child to learn things from their teachers at school that were topics I was uncomfortable with or I didn't know how I'd want to talk about them. Your children are going to need to know how to navigate a world in which non-binary and transgender people exist.
This is a great conversation to have at home, out of the school. This should not be part of the curriculum.
We're out of time, but
yeah, we're out of time.
thank
I
everyone
don't need his outro. I don't. But ending off, what she said is important, but then again, it's not. I don't think a kid's entire life is going to be navigating through genders and pronouns and what's more important than the other. They're making this so much bigger than it is. If you identify as nothing, cool. Tell me what to call you, and we move forward.
I'll call you by your name, bro. Simple.
Even better, what's your name? That's what I'll address you as, because if you're claiming that, I'm claiming it for you too. Don't need to call you they, person with it. You can't be offended by the name that you're allowing yourself to walk day to day with. This conversation, I don't even believe teachers are even going into school saying, what's your pronoun? What's your name? Okay, let's move on. They're on salary. I don't think they care enough. They're not getting paid enough to fucking figure out your child's pronoun. Your child wants to be a fucking astronaut. Your child just saw a fucking kid playing a basketball. Now he wants to be Allen Iverson. Like, kids are very, what's the word? Influential. Very influential.
And they're very day to day. They're very
they're extremely day to day. What they see, they catch their attention till something else catch their attention. These grown-ups who now have the time to pick and choose what to focus on are trying to make a decision for their kids, and it's on both sides. It's not like it's either or. People on the left, they have their, I don't need people in my bubble. I agree, but then at the same time, you project your bubble to everyone. So now that people are entering your bubble, you try to kick people out, but you started this conversation. Then there's people on the right is like, I understand what you're saying, but biologically, scientifically, you forget the world we live in. You die right now, we dig up your fossil. That's complete facts. They can determine if you were male or a female. We don't care what you believed in. This person was a female. This person was a male. person on the audience. I really just don't agree with her. Not even person in a suit, not even by the slightest. I truly don't. What the person in the suit said made zero sense for me to even try to comprehend it. Say, what is your child's gender? My child is 3 years old. I just can't wrap my mind around it, and then try to sympathize. Say, I can feel the hurt. I don't think it's hurt. It's more of trying to figure out the
trust.
People on the right is just trying to find out just the logical sense behind it. People on the left is more emotional. So we're doing emotional versus logical right now. And when these two collide, they just never. It's like positive and negative. They never go to that. They always continuously push each other back. This conversation will never die. It just continues. They continue to push each other. It's waste. It's really just a waste.
Yeah. Like you said, like, bro, I choose logic every day. Fuck. Like I said, fuck your feelings. No, bro. It's that simple, bro. Like, use your bro. Our brains is what separate us from every fucking other animal on this planet. So the fact that you're gonna use your heart, whose sole purpose is to pump blood, to make the choices of your life, bro. Like, what are you doing? Use your brain. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining with us. And if you made it all the way through,
hold on, before you end it, she said what is it? I understand the hurt, but yet at the same time dismiss her and saying that your kids still need to learn that. But if the opposite was true, you wouldn't feel comfortable with it.
Say it again? I didn't hear it. Say it again.
When person in the suit said, "I understand you're hurt, but your kids still need to learn that." But if it was the opposite, she would be in the same case, the same situation as the parent.
If you always flip the roles, bro, it's never gonna be the same results, bro. It's always gonna be a different results.
Especially when they talk about kids, bro. Oh, bro, humans flip flop for their kids so fast, my nigga.
Thing is, this is where parents screw their kids up, because now you're making the kid's decision. Your kid does not give a fuck. Your kid is going to school because you're forcing them. They just want to go to fucking school to play with their friends. They don't care about the education until they find a topic that interests them. No, these kids are. When I was in school, I did not give a fuck if you were gay. I didn't know what gay was, but I know what made me cringe. I know at a young age when I see nail polish on any gender, I didn't care if it was a boy or girl, I cringe. I'm just not a fan of nail polish, and I didn't need to be taught that in school. I just see it. I was like, it's not really a me thing. Even still to this day, there's things I don't like, but I didn't need to be teaching. If I don't like it, I don't like it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Even when I try to understand it, you just like it or you don't. But to shove this conversation down the fucking kid's throat when they just want to play Yo Gabba Gabba is ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. Niggas is not teaching kids about
Lego my ego.
Niggas is not teaching you how to balance a checkbook, but you want to know? You want to know what your feelings mean? Here we go.
That's a fucking fact, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and trying to dismiss their point, but I feel like learning how to fucking manage money is way more important to a certain degree
than managing your feelings. Let's fuck your feelings.
Than that, bro. Like, bro, that's crazy. But anyways, man, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button. This was an interesting topic, to be honest with you. I feel like I might get canceled to a certain degree because I was
going up unedited. Fuck all that.
But yeah, I was kind of wilding. I
ain't taking shit out. Is this for the fucking? He's taking the thumbnail picture now.
Yep.
Because
once this video ends, I'm going to the bed.
Catch you in the next one. This has been another legendary episode of the Free Gamers Podcast.